This will revolutionize the beauty industry, which includes any and all services delivered to the door. Think Uber for beauty services, and especially now in pandemic, in general, the beauty industry is worth billions, catering to both male and female. I honestly have no doubt about the potential value that, if executed well, could transform the market, less physical contact, and in the comfort of your own home.
Yep.
So with some mentoring or advice from you or someone you know, I would greatly appreciate letting you see my business plan and model in detail. She says, I'm typing like a madman trying to get a break and maybe do something great. I won't stop.
It's an easy model to understand. The only thing that matters is the distribution.
Yep.
It's easy. It's so you're fortunate. This is not some complex thing to understand. The Uber for your industry, it makes sense. Great. Anybody can quickly understand the need. You don't have to spend a lot of time explaining it to anybody, like to me, to anybody, which is great. The hard part with this business is that lots of people have thought of it. And the thing that's going to make the difference is how you're going to actually execute. And listen, you're smart enough to, in your response or in your question, even talk about execution. I forget the exact wording, but he said, or she said, who is it? What's the name? Is this Gabriella?
This is Gabrielle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabrielle.
Okay. So she said that execution, well executed, is going to make a big difference. The execution,
right.
The technology is there. The technology is not that difficult. Like Uber's technology is not that difficult. It's not that crazy. The hard part is the marketing. The idea isn't that crazy unique, so don't get caught up on that. The technology, you need somebody, I don't know if it's you, but you need somebody on the team. You need a co-founder on the team to help you with the marketing. The technology. But it's not too crazy. It's the marketing distribution.
Partnership.
Marketing and distribution. So how are you going to get this message out there? Right? That's what you have to figure out. That's what, for anybody that you're talking to, that's what they're going to care about. Marketing.
But isn't that the part that hurts a lot of businesses once they have the idea and they have the product or the prototype together? The marketing and the marketing and the distribution is always the issue, right?
Not always, but often. There's a lot of people who are great at marketing who don't know what products to sell. There's lots of people who message me like, "Hey, I'm great at sales, but I don't know what to sell. I'm tired of working for somebody else, but I don't have any ideas for myself to do."
Wow, I would think it's just the opposite because finding a product or a service to me is easy because you're matching needs, wants, and desires. But the marketing and the sales part, the marketing and the distribution, to me, that's the bottleneck.
I mean, everybody leans in on their strengths. So You think the marketing is the hard part because marketing is hard for you. Other people will find it. Other people, like if they look at your printouts and all of your laminated sheets and all that, be like, oh my God, that's what I have to do to succeed.
And that comes easy to me.
That's crazy to most people. Here's my stack of 900 laminated sheets, and each one a different methodology. You're gonna put people into a panic if that's what they felt they needed to have, right? So, marketing is a big problem for a lot of people. But in this case, this is a marketing problem that you have to solve. The idea has already been tried. It just hasn't been executed well. The technology is not that difficult to do.
The reason I say that, because I see, like, I'm just coming from the entertainment side, I see people are very talented, but if they're not properly marketed, they have a great song out there, but if it's not properly marketed and distributed, it's like it falls flat. Same thing with movies. And so many people say, oh, look at these crappy movies, but it was marketed very well, and it still made money.
Yeah, I mean, being smart
like and
having the right product is not enough. If being smart were enough, then every professor at every university would be super successful. But most of them suck at entrepreneurship.
Because they sold the pet rock, and it made all kinds of and that was all marketing. A pet rock.
Yeah. That's
a rock.
That's all that's missing. But it's not all that's missing for everybody. It's all that's missing for some people. But in this case, so Gabriella, you're in a very fortunate position that you have a concept that is easy to explain. It solves a need. There's lots of people who'd want to do it. On both sides, there's people who would want to go into homes and do the beauty side, and there'd be customers who would pay for it.
It's a great business.
Yeah. So it's like, who's going to execute it? Who's going to have the right marketing to execute it well? So that's where all your attention needs to now go. Like, how do I market this idea?
And it's a great business because we're not just talking about hair care. You're talking about makeup. I mean, it's a lot of, there's so many different areas in the beauty industry that, I mean, yeah, if you can, listen to Evan. He knows business. Gabrielle says, currently the on-demand home services market has the potential to grow by $473 billion during 2021 to 2025.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. That part's understood. The size is big, right? Nobody's going to fight on the numbers, whether it's 44 billion, 400 billion, 40 billion. I mean, it's a big market. So the focus needs to be still back on the marketing.
Yep. Okay, so Mala,
here's what I would do. Like, honestly, like if you're getting stuck on a pitch, if you're talking to somebody and you're trying to explain it, and I think most people would understand that this is a big market. I think if they don't, you probably don't want to be with that person.
Right.
If you're talking to somebody, this is not a rocket science kind of business. If they don't get the idea, then you saying it's a X billion-dollar market, you probably don't want to even spend time with that because they're just the wrong partner, which is fine. There's lots of wrong partners, and eventually find the right partner. All of the effort needs to be on marketing. So we're not talking market size. We're not talking even how the technology works or where it's coded. It doesn't make a big difference. It's how are we going to get this in people's hands? That's the most important thing. How do we get this in people's hands?
Distribution, baby.
Yeah. For this business, that's it. That's all you need to really worry about in all of your talks. So we should be having maybe she's already got it figured out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Gabrielle's already got the master plan. It's awesome.
Yeah, but couldn't she also partner with, different products, different companies that partner with them to get a product out there? I mean, or help them fund the marketing and distribution process?
There's lots of ways to do it. Lots.
Yeah.
And look into history is look at how other companies built their tools up so that you have a game plan, and then going off and testing some of your assumptions to say, were we right or were we wrong? That's where the energy needs to be. The conversation needs to be, like, all of your thought process needs to be on the marketing of this thing.
Okay.
Or you partner with somebody. Like, for something like this, you need somebody to have the technical background to actually code it, and that's either you or you have a technical partner. It has to be somebody invested in the company, not just somebody you hire. And if you're the coder, then you need to go out and find the person who's going to market it. Who's going to?
I hope I'm not talking out of place this time, but should she study the market? There's got to be somebody else already out there doing that, because when great ideas happen, the universe just don't only give it to you. They give it to several people. The difference is who's going to act on it first. So you can't be the first one or the only one. So who else is already in your market doing that?
Well, nobody's done it well because we haven't heard of them. There are companies who've done it, for sure. There's companies who are doing it right now that you haven't heard of, and maybe one or two that you have heard of. Nobody's doing it well in this industry, in this market. But there are people trying, for sure. I would look at the ones, sure, you can look at the ones who have tried or who are doing it, but they haven't broken through, so they're not going to give you the best model to look at. I'd look at who, you're saying you're the Uber of? Great, go look at how Uber did it.
Even being a guy, I think having the option or variety of at-home haircuts or beard shaving, for example, which you can choose between the beauty service providers in close proximity to your area.
Was that a question?
I don't know. Let me see if I can scroll down and find some more stuff. I hope I communicated the concept well, and maybe you think this could have great value.
Yes.
We'd like to hear from you both. Now, we both agree. I think it's a tremendous opportunity, and it's a great idea, and it's going to be around forever, because beauty and healthcare, men and women, they need, it's not even a want, it's a need.
Mm-hmm.
It affects their self-esteem. And more people got to be on camera now, not even out in public, but just on camera. You still got to glam up. You got to make yourself look decent, you know? So it affects everything about you.
Yeah, the concept is super clear. You get to pick exactly the thing that you need. You get to see reviews on people. You get to have, an option to tip people. You get to. It makes total sense. Total sense.
But you keep. Oh, let me see. I'm not saying the word feel, but Gabrielle, you keep fishing for validation and approval. You got all the validation you need, all the approval. Now what we're saying is the execution and the strategy. And your focus should be on marketing and distribution. But as far as, is this a great idea? It's a wonderful idea. There's going to be competition in the market. That's why I was saying go study and see who's doing what, so you can see what they're doing and how you can improve upon it. Because you don't want to do something somebody else is already doing. Find out what they're doing. Say, okay, they're only going to level 2 or 3. How can I take that and flip that? That's what Uber did. Uber studied the cab industry. And so, okay, now how can we improve upon that and make it better? Because why duplicate? Why reinvent the wheel? If it's already being done, then that means that need is already being filled. So you want to find out what's already being done, and how do you take that to the next level and the next level, and who do you need to partner with, or who you need to buy out, so that you won't have that competition and you can corner that segment of the market. And then I think with the beauty industry, the side is, because it's so varied and it's so large, say, okay, I'm going to focus on hair care. Okay, hair care. Okay, women. Okay, African American women, Asian women, Caucasian women. Then you can niche it down and then conquer that particular. Am I talking too much? Okay, let me just speak.
Gary Vee is often likes to say Uber was Magic Cab before Uber. Like, Uber wasn't the first idea. Uber was not first to market. They executed better. Magic Cab was first to market. You've never heard of Magic Cab.
Never heard of them.
They had the idea. It was a great idea. They sucked at the marketing. And so it never took off. And who knows what happened to Magic Cab? I mean, they're not around. But Uber. So that's the thing to study. Study Magic Cab and study Uber. And why did Magic Cab die and Uber blew up?
And yeah, because like I was saying, then once you get into the market, if I'm talking too much, guys, let me know, because I can go off the rails sometimes. You know that. But again, if you decide, okay, I'm going to focus on women in this particular market and hair care. So say, for example, you take Black women and you say, okay, how are they being serviced? Are they going to the Korean stores to get their hair products? Then how can you intercept that and go straight to them and say, listen, you don't need to go there. We can bring it to you. That way you can stay home with your kids. You can continue. You can stay at work. You don't have to spend extra time getting in your car, packing up the kids, going to the Korean store, waiting in line, going through traffic. We'll bring it to you. And then once you dominate that particular market, then how can you go to the next market? Go to the next market, all in the hair care industry. And then once there, you can say, okay, let's go deal with earrings or makeup or lipstick. I mean, you can start dominating different segments of the market, but not try to do it all at one time. It's just, but the idea is just brilliant. You just got to execute. Get on that chat boards, get on their IDs, get on their social media that you guys are available, give discounts, the whole 9 yards, and 2-for-1 and all that kind of stuff. You or someone you know can literally change my life, relying on the trust of a stranger here. I think that I'm the eager, very determined person that could do this. Just trying to use all of my resources. Yeah. She said, I tried DMing Evan, but obviously he probably get thousands. So I'm just trying to stand out here. At least I got your attention. Gabrielle, you show up here on a consistent basis. We will walk you through it. We're very patient. I know Evan is. And we'll just be patient with you. And we walk you through. He'll tell you the same thing over and over again just to get you to that next level. So just keep showing up. And she says, or he says, I'm not even sure. Gabrielle, are you a guy or a woman? Please let me know.
Is it Gabrielle or Gabriella?
It is Gabrielle.
Gabrielle?
Right? But that's a unisex name, right?
Name. Well, Gabrielle can be. Gabriella is a woman's name. I thought you said right. Gabriella.
I think you said Gabrielle. Well, let me know, Gabrielle, if are you a man or woman, so I can be respectful. So Gabrielle says, I know this is crazy, but yes, I'm a want to use many marketing strategies, but I first need investors, which is the part I'm struggling. Maybe you could consider becoming a shareholder or investor. I love to share everything in more detail. Sorry for the blank loads of messages. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Haha. Okay.
So the problem with getting investors for where you're at is thinking that the problem is investors. And what I mean by that is you have to go show that you can build something. If you're bringing on investors just to help you build and market this, and you haven't done any work to actually get a product out and get some people using it, no investor is going to want to talk to you.